Prohibited airspace refers to an area of airspace within which flight of aircraft is not allowed, usually due to security concerns. It is one of many types of special use airspace designations and is depicted on aeronautical charts with the letter P followed by a serial number. It differs from restricted airspace in that entry is typically forbidden at all times from all aircraft and is not subject to clearance from ATC, the airspace's controlling body. According to the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, prohibited areas contain airspace of defined dimensions identified by an area on the surface of the Earth within which the flight of aircraft is prohibited. Such areas are established for security or other reasons associated with the national welfare. These areas are published in the Federal Register and are depicted on aeronautical charts. Some prohibited airspace may be supplemented via NOTAMs, for example. Prohibited Area 40 and Restricted Area 4009 often have additional restricted airspace added via a NOTAM when the President of the United States visits Camp David in Maryland. While normally the airspace outside of P40 and R4009 is not prohibited, restricted. Violating prohibited airspace established for national security purposes may result in military interception and/or the possibility of an attack upon the violating aircraft. Aircraft violating or about to violate prohibited airspace are often warned beforehand on 121.5 MHz, the emergency frequency for aircraft. As of March 2015, since October 25, 2015, Ukrainian aircraft have been prohibited from entering Russian airspace, according to air navigation, are declared an air defense identification zone. Since October 25, 2015, all traffic is prohibited for Russian aircraft. The FAA issues temporary flight restrictions in the form of a notice to airmen which are effective for the duration of an event, typically a few days or weeks. TFRs are issued for VIP movements such as the President's travels outside Washington, D.C., surface-based hazards to flight such as toxic gas spills or volcanic eruptions, air shows, military security, and special events including political ones like National Party conventions. TFRs have also been issued to ensure a safe environment for firefighting operations in the case of wildfires and for other reasons as necessary. A TFR was quickly issued around the crash site of Corey Liddell's airplane in New York City. Later, a broader TFR was issued to require pilots traveling over the East River to obtain air traffic control clearance. Temporary restrictions over Disney theme parks were made permanent with language added to a 2003 federal spending bill. Additionally, an indirect TFR prohibits flight below 3,000 feet above ground level and within a 3 nautical miles radius of stadiums with seating capacity of 30,000 or more, in which an MLB, MLS, NFL, NCAA Division I football, a major motor speedway event, or a WrestleMania is taking place, from 1 hour before to 1 hour after the event. TFAs over public and corporate venues have been controversial. Groups have questioned whether these last TFRs served a public need or the needs of politically connected venue operators. In addition to areas off limits to civil aviation, a variety of other airspace restrictions exists in the United States. Notable ones include the flight restriction zone of Ronald Reagan National Airport around Washington, D.C. Flights within this airspace, while not entirely prohibited, are highly restricted. All pilots flying within the FRZ are required to undergo a background check and fingerprinting. An additional, special flight rules area, encompassing most of the Baltimore-Washington, D.C. metropolitan area requires the filing of a flight plan and communication with air traffic control.